Hey guys, it's Miss Sebastian. We are going to look at Unit 4, Lesson 6, and this is rigid transformations. So our first type of problem is quadrilateral ACDE is congruent to quadrilateral MNPR. State the congruent sides. Okay, so in 4.03 we talked about how the letters line up. Okay, so I could draw a picture if that helps. Okay, remember you can always draw on here ACDE, and we talked about how it matches up the letters that correspond: A and M, C and N, D and P, and E and R. So now all we have to do to state the congruent sides is list them. So I'll start here. AC is congruent to MN. Then I'm going to do this one. CD is congruent to NP. Okay, then I've got our bottom. That's DE is congruent to PR. And then our last one, AE is congruent to MR. And that's all our congruent sides here. Okay, so let's look at our next one. Are these figures congruent? Okay, so the way we figure out if they're congruent is we have to look at the matching sides and see if they have the same measures. So I can tell right here that this 3-inch would match up with this 3-inch. Well, those are the same. So we're on a good path. We've just got to keep going to see if it is in fact congruent. Okay, I see that both sides here are 5 inches. So I'll check over here. Both of these are 5 inches. And then our last side measurement is 4 inches and 4 inches. Because all of these sides match up and are congruent, I can go through and say this is a quadrilateral. Let's say A, B, C, D is congruent to F, E, H, G. So we can do that one. Now let's look down here. What about triangles? Sometimes you'll see these lines where you have 1 congruent side, 2 congruent sides, and 3 congruent sides. These tick marks show you which one they correspond with. So the one with 2 tick marks corresponds with the one with 2 tick marks over here. So then we look at our angle measures. I've got an angle measure of 60, 50, 60, and 50. So those do match. So I would say that triangle, this is F, D, E is congruent with, okay, the F was my 60, so I'm going to list it as G on this, oh, sorry, C. And then I went to my 50, which is A, and then the last, CAB. Okay, let's look at this type of problem. In the figure, quadrilateral ABCD is congruent to figure HEFG. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match up these sides. AB is congruent to HE. Okay, so those two match. Then BC is congruent to EF. and then CD and FG, and then it leaves the last one also congruent. So that just gives me a visual so I can find those sides a little easier. So AD, that's our blank side. Over here our blank side is 13 inches. Since they are congruent, I can go ahead and label that as 13 inches. Okay, DC, over here it's the pink one. So I look here and it is 11 inches. And then they're looking for some angles. Well, the angles are always congruent if the sides are congruent. So the measure of angle G is at the end of my pink and the blank line. So end of my pink and the blank. Oop, we don't have that angle measure yet. So we need to find it. A quadrilateral adds up to 360 degrees. Well, I know that I've got a 90-degree angle. I've got a 76-degree angle and an 81. Okay, so all I need to do to find that, whoops, plus that question mark. Okay, that's 247 when we add those together. So all I need to do is subtract 360 minus 247, and I do get that that angle is 113 degrees. So angle G right here is 113 degrees as well. Now angle H, that's the one between the blue and the blank, so blue and blank, that angle is 90, so therefore this one is 90. So hopefully that helped a little bit with rigid transformations.